Hello, welcome to the Connections demo series. We walk you through step-by-step instructions on Connections functionality. In this video, we're going to be walking through how to set up your email settings on the Connections application. From the dashboard, the first thing that we want to do is navigate to the email settings by selecting Settings in the navigation bar and then selecting Email. This will take us to the email setup page. These settings will allow Connections to send emails on behalf of your store. Based on your specific needs, there are a few options that we can select when sending our emails. The first email settings option is the simplest to set up. Connections offers several different domains that you can send your emails from. So by clicking the drop-down arrow on the right side of the screen, you can see a list of all of the different domains that you can send emails from. And these emails will be your store name at mycustomerconnections.com or your store name at connections-app.com. You can see a preview of what that email looks like using the viewer below. And then you can also send a test email directly to your store's email address that will be sent from this email so you can ensure that it works. This may be the easiest option for sending out emails and setting up the settings, but this option is not recommended as the email reputation is shared among all of those who are using this domain. So what I mean by that is, let's say you're using mycustomerconnections.com domain. So your email is whatever your store's name is at mycustomerconnections.com. Another customer may be using that same domain as well. So it'll be their store at mycustomerconnections.com. And that customer or that merchant can go out and just spam all of their customers with emails from this domain, therefore bringing down the reputation of this domain. So this option is not recommended for setting up serious email marketing campaigns because of that reason. Moving down to the second option, you can use this option if you have an email set up with one of these three platforms, Microsoft 365, Google Workplace, or Verizon Business Essentials. If you have your own email domain set up with one of these platforms, all you have to do is type it in here, add that email's username and password, and then you can go ahead and send a test to make sure it works. In order to use this option, a successful test must be completed using the Test Business Email button, just to make sure that you verify your email address. And when you're sending emails directly to your customers, you should always inform them of the email address they should be expecting emails from so they don't accidentally send it to spam. I will also note that Verizon Business Essentials is formerly Yahoo Business Emails. The third option can be used if you own your own domain, and this option is only available on the business plan. This option also gives you access to the advanced email metrics setting, where you can see things like total clicks, views, spam reports, etc. Sending your emails from your own domain is the best option for successful email delivery. This is because your email reputation is solely based on your own sending behavior. There's nothing else that impacts your reputation here. So, like always, when using your own domain, you should make sure you inform your customers that they should be expecting emails from this domain so they're not accidentally putting you into spam. So, let's say I own my own email domain, and I have that email domain already connected to, let's just say, a Microsoft 365 account or one of the other email sending platforms that is available on Connections. All I have to do is select yes here, enter my email. So let me go ahead and enter my test email. And then I press Save Settings. Once I do that, you can see the option pops up for me to send a verification email. And then once I do that, this will change to verified. If your status does not say verified in green, you can either refresh the page or you can just click check verification and that should change it. Now, there's also a second setup option if you plan on using your own domain. So let's say you own your own domain, but it's not connected to an email sending platform like Microsoft 365, and you don't want to connect to that platform. Connections has the ability to send emails from any email addresses through your domain. This could be something like sales@yourdomain.com or marketing@yourdomain.com, etc. So to start this setup process, we want to make sure use your domain is selected and then no is selected. And then we'll want to type in what we want our email to be at our domain. So for this example, I'm going to do sales@connections.marketing. So my domain that I own is connections.marketing, and this sales could be anything. So I could change this to marketing@connections.marketing. I could change this to advertising@connections.marketing, anything that you want it to be. And once I do that, I can go ahead and click save. So once you enter in your email and press save, this will take you to your configuration status. Now, as part of this process, the entries below must be added to your domain DNS settings. And the way to do that is by navigating to your registrar where you purchase the domain. So for me specifically, I purchased mine on GoDaddy. So if I go to GoDaddy and I go to my domain, I can click on the DNS settings. And so what I want to do, if I jump back to the app, I want to add these records to my DNS settings on the domain. So to do that, I would just go ahead and click add. So you can see there's a few things that I have to add. There's the type, the name, the value, and the TTL. So type, if I jump back to the app, I can see the type is CNAME. The name on the app, it's also known as host. I want to add that. For some registrars, like GoDaddy, they only require you to take the beginning part of the name or the host. So again, since I'm using GoDaddy, I just want to take the beginning. And then I want to add the value. I want to take the entire value, copy and paste. And then finally, selecting my TTL, I'll want to do best practice to do custom, and then selecting 30 seconds. After I complete all this information, I can add my record. So you can see after I added 30 seconds, it gave me an error message that the value must be between 600 and 600,000. So I can just go with the lowest possible value, 600, and then select add record. And you can see it was a success. So I want to do that for all 3 of my records. As I complete these configuration settings, I can validate the DNS settings, and you can see that the status has changed from invalid to valid. Once everything has been validated, you're pretty much done. If you want, you can go ahead and test the domain email and just to make sure it works, but other than that, that's it. This has been an overview of how to set up your email settings with the Connections application. For more information on the application, visit www.mycustomerconnections.com. For additional support, you can email support@genetech.freshdesk.com. Thank you for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next one.